A Labour MP has said he regrets not speaking out at the time about unacceptable comments in a WhatsApp chat a former minister was sacked over. Burnley MP Oliver Ryan said he was a member of the group conversation that Andrew Gwynne lost his role over and said, "I also made some comments myself which I deeply regret." He added, "Between 2019 and early 2022, I was a member of a WhatsApp group created by my MP and former employer, Andrew Gwynne. Some of the comments made in that group were completely unacceptable, and I fully condemn them. I regret not speaking out at the time, and I recognize that failing to do so was wrong. I did not see every message, but I accept responsibility for not being more proactive and challenging what was said. I also made some comments myself which I deeply regret and would not make today, and for that, I wholeheartedly apologize. I will cooperate fully with the Labour Party's investigation." A government source said, Oliver Ryan's remarks were unacceptable and deeply disappointing. While a Labour Party investigation is already underway, the Chief Whip will also be speaking to him and no action is off the table. An independent councillor in Tameside said earlier today he has formally lodged a complaint with Greater Manchester Police against Gwynne, who was sacked by Keir Starmer after a string of offensive WhatsApp messages emerged. Khalil Khan said he had made the complaint in relation to what he alleged were hate incidents and hate crime involving Gwynne, The Telegraph reports. It comes after the Mail on Sunday published a series of messages apparently sent by the parliamentarian in a group chat, including comments about fellow Labour MPs. In one message, the MP for Gorton and Denton said he hoped a 72-year-old woman who asked about bin collections was dead before the next election, the paper claimed. The Stockport resident had written to her local councillor saying she hadn't voted Labour, but added, "As you have been re-elected, I thought it would be an appropriate time to contact you with regard to the bin collections." After the councillor shared the letter among fellow Labour figures in the WhatsApp group, Gwynne allegedly wrote a suggested response, reading, "Dear resident, fuck your bins. In re-elected and without your vote. Screw you. P.S. Hopefully you'll have croaked it by the all-outs." All-outs are council elections at which every council seat is contested at once, unlike local authorities where only a third of seats are up for grabs at each election. The newspaper claimed Gwynne also joked about a constituent being mown down by a truck, and allegedly posted a sexist tweet about Angela Rayner and made racist remarks about Labour MP Diane Abbott. And he also allegedly responded to a message containing the name of an American psychologist, Marshall Rosenberg, saying he sounded too militaristic and too Jewish, adding, "Is he in Mossad?" The Mail on Sunday alleged that the messages were posted a WhatsApp group called Trigger Me Timbers, which included more than a dozen Labour councillors, party officials and at least one other MP. Gwynne offered an apology on X but didn't say whether he would be standing down as an MP. "I deeply regret my badly misjudged comments and apologise for any offence I've caused," he wrote. "I've served the Labour Party all my life and it was a huge honour to be appointed a minister by Keir Starmer. I entirely understand the decisions the PM and the party have taken and, while very sad to have been suspended, will support them in any way I can," Gwynne added. A government spokesperson said, "The Prime Minister is determined to uphold high standards of conduct in public office. He will not hesitate to take action against any minister who fails to meet these standards, as he has in this case." Labour said an investigation is underway. Housing Minister Matthew Pennycook could not say if others in the chat will be suspended, but suggested the Prime Minister could take action based on what the investigation finds. Great Manchester Police has been approached for comment. Here is a summary of internet users' reactions. So we have MP for seat near Rayner who was appointed PPS to MP barrister who became THR first female DPP who is of colour who now is Secretary-General of the Commonwealth Baroness Patricia Scotland and he did the job Rayner was doing and went to the college in her seat in Ashton. Oliver Ryan. Same name as her son. No wonder Angela's getting fed up. Each MP is being treated differently and connected to them loses the whip, sacked or removed. Like Nick Brown. Oliver Ryan. Hopefully there will be 2 by-elections soon and looking at the results of the last election Ryan's seat Burnley is the one up for grabs. Arguably a relatively strong Labour seat since 1935, part of the Red Wall, however, in 2010 the Lib Dems won as did the Tories in 2019. Ryan's majority in 2024 was only approx 3,500. Lib Dems got 9,000, Tories 8,000 and Reform 7,750. So it will be a good indicator of where Labour are at. Offending someone is at worst bad manners. It's not a crime. A crime would be to incite someone to commit a crime. Hate is an emotion, it's not a crime. A crime would be inviting someone to commit a crime because of hate. Hey, wait a minute, shouldn't this Andrew Gwynne be fast-tracked to court and be given a prison sentence for making hate comments on social media? After all, a Tory MP's wife was prosecuted, fast-tracked to court and received a jail sentence for doing the same. Come on Starmer, you are a lawyer, you know what's right, and it's time you made sure this MP of yours faces the same justice that you meted out to others. If not, why not? And they all have the nerve to say that Reform had some dodgy characters representing them, which they immediately got rid of. Corbyn as leader was doing the same thing. Nobody objected to his views, so they must have all agreed with him, including Starmer. It's only after he lost the election did they pretend they were offended. Labour will always be the Palestinian party for Middle East nationals. Once candidates are being selected, no one in Labour, clearly, is running any further social media checks on them. Gwynne, along with many other MPs, may have a dysfunctional relationship with alcohol. It is scandalous that we allow a heavy drinking culture in Parliament. The sale of all alcohol should be banned in the Palace of Westminster. This represents a disturbing trend amongst Labour MPs. The "you never vote for me anyway" brigade have to accept they are elected to represent all their constituents, not just the ones who vote for them. Whether they like a constituent or not, they should represent their concerns. Offending someone is at worst bad manners. It's not a crime. A crime would be to incite someone to commit a crime. Hate is an emotion, it's not a crime. A crime would be inviting someone to commit a crime because of hate. So Starmer cleaned the party up and got rid of the dross, and enough people believed him to put him in number 10. This shows once elected they have utter contempt for the public. Once they become an MP, they set their own agenda. The two main issues are immigration and net zero. They are hell-bent on bringing this country to its knees. Hopefully there will be 2 by-elections soon, and looking at the results of the last election, Ryan's seat Burnley is the one up for grabs. Arguably a relatively strong Labour seat since 1935, part of the Red Wall. However, in 2010 the Lib Dems won, as did the Tories in 2019. Ryan's majority in 2024 was only approx 3,500. Lib Dems got 9,000, Tories 8,000 and Reform 7,750, so it will be a good indicator of where Labour are at. It is a good rule in life never to apologise. The right sort of people do not want apologies, and the wrong sort take a mean advantage of them. P.G. Woodhouse. As usual, good old Plum nails it. Witness all THR spiteful comments on this thread. Labour at its finest with its not-so-brightest and lacklustre best, or is it just the new face of the National Socialist Workers' Party within number 10? Another school greater than university, greater than Labour councillor, greater than Labour MP, careerist without a clue of the cut and thrust of the commercial world. Not fit to run a bath. For me, the most insulting thing is, they think we will soon forget about everything and go back to sleep. Like good little sheep. I've never felt so taken for granted by MPs as I do now, tbh. This lack of trust can only be healed by actions, not words. Starmer, 5th of July 2024. We heard the words, we see the actions. The only thing these MPs regret is being caught. There cannot have been a period in living memory where the quality of MPs has been so poor. If he is not sacked, even after his grovelling apology, basically being caught out, it will just go to show that the Labour Party agree with the messages that were posted in this group. They have to make an example, as his position has now become untenable. Popcorn at the ready, everyone. This week is going to be very interesting indeed.